Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So, today we're going to go ahead and hop into the GT Legendary Goku event. And I wanted to do another one of these no item sort of category team runs. This time we'll do PEPPY GALS. Now with both Dokkan Fest Trunks and Goten coming to Global Dokkan presumably within the next couple of weeks, or Videl. But I think both Trunks and Goten and Videl will both be out on Global by the start of August. I think that's a very likely occurrence to happen, right? Trunks and Goten and Videl both on Global by August. I want to, sort of do just like a lot of coverage on those units, right? I did videos taking them obviously into like things like the God event and stuff like that, all the Super Battle Road stages. And then with this new difficult event dropping right here, the GT Legendary Goku event, I wanted to go ahead and take, I'll probably take both of Videl's teams in here, PEPPY GALS as well as Defender of Justice, and do no item runs. And I probably will do the same thing with Trunks and Goten as well, with their Prodigal Warrior and Kamehameha teams. And then, once all those are done, if anyone wants to see me use any, smaller category teams or something like that and try and get no item runs, I definitely can do that. I mean, some of them are definitely not going to be possible. Like, I don't know, Ginyu Force is not going to be possible to no item this, right? Because, like, it's like maybe, theoretically, you could, like, have max dodge on every character and dodge every super attack and stuff like that. But then that would come to an end once you get to Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, where you cannot dodge him. So, like, that meme would die there, right? But, we could use a bunch of these different category teams. Maybe I'll do something like Universe 6 and try and not really go crazy with the girls. Maybe just use, like, Tech Khalifa and STR Kale. Try out, like, STR Hit, STR Kabe, Kefla, characters like that. Alright, so, again, right here, mainly this video is, I'm using this just as sort of like a puppet to push the Videl, like, agenda, really. Like, that's mainly what this is. So, Videl, obviously everyone is fully aware of how busted she is, how broken her abilities are, and all that stuff. But basically the way she works is that she can be super effective against all types in slot 1. She dodges in slot 1 and 3. In slot 1 and 2, she has guaranteed, like, double supering. She just brings a lot to the table, right? Like, pretty much, like, anywhere we put her, she has ridiculously busted abilities. She plays very well for sort of difficult content, right? Just in the way that her kit and her unit in general is just designed, it allows her to be very, very, very effective in all of the difficult content, right? Like, again, Videl, you can solo basically every single stage of the God event with pretty much just Videl. Like, she's that overpowered. I mean, you're going to need luck with dodges and stuff like that to kick in, of course. But Videl is just ridiculously busted. So, like, we're going to see her completely dominate. Now, as far as the rest of the team goes, remember that Tech Khalifa is actually probably better in the GT Legendary Goku event than the original Legendary Goku event. Because remember that Tech Khalifa does stack defense, right? So she's not going to be able to dodge once we get to Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But that's not really so much of an issue, right? Because of the fact that by the time we get there, she will have stacked her defense quite a lot. Of course, that happens. There's like one way we could have taken damage early on in this event, and it was right there. Ribrian getting super attacked by the Super Saiyan 3. It's like, of course, right? Like, that's the way these runs, like, all of these sort of like category no item runs I've done, they all have gone this way, where it's like, alright, I'm gonna super attack your one unit you don't want me to. Like, he's just so funny, right? Like, you're such a, oh, what is this, the cord? I didn't even notice this when I was recording. Okay, alright, well, it wasn't really that bad. We instantly got fixed. Cord issues, what the? The cord issues don't happen very often anymore, but, they are still funny, I guess. Alright, so remember that when Kale and Khalifa are on rotation together, that gives Khalifa, I believe, an extra additional attack, and then Kale gets guard against all types, right? Which, guard with her stacking defense is just, like, really strong. Like, That's an incredibly powerful ability that Kale will have, to just be able to sort of do multiple things like that. Again, like guarding and stacking defense. We are going to see some, very impressive sort of showings from our girl Kale that way. Now, here we are against Great Ape Goku. PEPPY GALS is definitely very well suited to fighting this Great Ape Goku, because obviously LR Kale and Khalifa, we know how ridiculous LR Kale and Khalifa is, right? With their dodging, with their stacking defense. They're a summonable LR that is aging very gracefully. I think they're still very good, because the thing about LR Kale and Khalifa, right? They're stacking, and they have built-in additionals, so it's very easy for them to stack fast. The dodging, is always good, right? They have a really good link set, which helps them out a lot. They have a really good mechanic for having key, right? And, their design, because, again, when they came out, they were far and away the best unit in the game. And there were a lot of people back then who were denying it, and you just look like a moron now. There's just no way. You look how good LR Kale and Khalifa still are, right? Not really talking about them as much. We know what they do, right? But, they're still so freaking good. They're so crazy. Over 2 years later, LR Kale and Khalifa, because they were so far and away the best unit in the game on their release, it's caused them to be one of the best aging units in Dokkan ever, right? Because, look at LR Kale and Khalifa 2 years after release. They've aged, sure. They're not as good as, I don't know, AGL UI Goku or LR Evolution Blue Vegeta or something like that. But, they're still a mega top-tier unit. STR Gogeta, 2 years after his release, was not a mega top tier unit, right? He had been hard replaced by Int Gogeta. It's that's the thing. We're never gonna get, I don't think, a unit in the game, just because of the way the game is designed now with all these categories, so many characters. We're never gonna get a character again in Dokkan that will be as overpowered or as powerful as STR Gogeta was at the time. People have asked me to do kind of a listing of best units in the game at the time. I probably can do that. Again, STR Gogeta once upon a time was the best unit in the game. I think either STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku or AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta at once upon a time were the best units in the game. I think LR Gohan at one point was one of the best units in the game. I think AGL LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku on release, he was the best in the game. Here's the thing about the anniversary units. I do think that the anniversary units every single year have been the best units in the game. I do think every single anniversary has introduced the best units in the game, right? So that actually is always very exciting to think about, leading up to anniversary time, because it's no matter what crazy units exist in the game right now, something better is coming with anniversary, which is always really exciting, right? In Super Saiyan 4 Goku, again, is going to be by this point in the event, there's no way we can die. Even if in Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I would have to stupidly put Int Ribrianne in front of 10 attacks from this guy, and he would super as well as do 1,000,000 attacks on her. That's basically the only way we could die at this point, right? Because Tech Khalifa and STR Kale are stacking as well as being untouchable, right? Videl, I mean, look what Videl does, right? And she still has her dodge at the end right there. Now, Rosie, I've brought Rosie to a couple of these. Rosie is pretty good in terms of a defensive stacker. That's why I'm actually having fun with this GT Legendary Goku event right now, because there's a bunch of characters I've been using lately that I haven't really had much of a reason to use in a while. Physical Future Gohan, right? I dusted him off for the Connected Hope no item run. That was fun, because I haven't used Physical Future Gohan in forever, right? And it's the fact that he could still be pretty competitive really deep into this event once he gets that full 50% damage reduction, right? It is cool that they sort of design that unit to where he's capable of doing that. And again, Physical Future Gohan might not be that far away from an EZA either, right? Anything, once you get to maybe Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he's sort of where, I don't know, I guess I could see them drop an EZA for him, since they're probably pushing GT right now. But he came out in July or June of 2018, Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Future Gohan Oh, he was actually the Dokkan Fest right before Full Power Goku, right? And then Int UI Goku was only a few months before. So, like, all those types of characters, right, we're gonna start to move into their EZAs soon. Because, you know, the OG Super Saiyan 4s have now EZA'd. So all we have left at this point is we have Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Physical Final Form Cooler. They're the only ones left from the OG 120% lead EZAs, right? Like, that's it. You know, it looks to me like I think the Super Saiyan 4s are probably going to end up being the best in terms of, like, you know, the 120% lead EZAs. I don't know. I mean, Cooler, I guess, definitely could beat them. I don't know if Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku will, though. I mean, I think they're all going to be really, really solid. But the Super Saiyan 4s were made really, really good. So, like, I'm definitely really excited for that. Like, the GT Hero team, a lot of these teams are just, like, massively buffed now. Right? Running all the Super Saiyan 4s together is just going to be, like, an absolute dream. There's going to be a lot of interesting shenanigans you could do with these Super Saiyan 4s, right? That's going to be super, super fun. All right, so I feel like I've covered pretty much all, like, the reasons why all these, you know, units are sort of here, right? Again, Rosie, like, once we get to, I probably misplayed a little, well, I don't know that I misplayed, because, like, it was, the way I did it was fine, but, like, Rosie and Int Ribrianne, I would want them on rotation together, probably, against Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because they both would have type advantage. They share, I believe, 7 out of 7 links, and they're both supporting each other. So the two of them as a rotation against this guy would actually work really well, right? The two of them, they're going to be very, very powerful together. Now, Kale and Caulifla, they definitely have super attacked, I think, enough times by this point for them to defensively just be absolutely fine going up against Ultra Full Power Goku, right? And moving forward, I probably will be keeping Videl in slot 2 as much as possible, or at least keeping her... Like I know the whole point of this is, like, you know, like, oh, showing how ridiculous Videl is, but, like, I'm talking about, like, sort of keeping her out of harm's way, but it's like, this is still a no-item run, right? Like, we're seeing that Videl is doing the most damage on the team by far, even more than, like, LR, Kale, and Caulifla and stuff like that, but it's still, like, you know, about playing things smart, right? So Tech Caulifla's up to over 300k defense, which is obviously very good. Again, this is why she's so good, because in the previous Legendary Goku event, it's like you could get Caulifla to, like, that level of defense, but she could still get super attacked by Goku in UI Goku because he had type advantage over her, right? And would absolutely destroy her. Whereas here, right now, like, by the time her guaranteed dodging is canceled by this Goku right here, her defense is so high that she could still tank him. That's why, like, any category team she's on, for, like, you know, any GT missions or any missions in this stage, you do want to bring her. Tech Caulifla is actually one of the most valuable units in the game still, and she's always going to be, right? Because giving her like, they need to release more units like that. Guaranteed dodging, like, on certain category teams against certain types of enemies is definitely a very good thing. Another cord issue. This is not good. What was going on? Oh my goodness, the glitches. But like that ability, it's just so busted for Caulifla, right? Like, it's so crazy to have that guaranteed dodging. That's why, like, when she first came out, like, I was going crazy, and it's like, she's still so good, because look at how good Caulifla is in the God event, right? Like, if you're a global player right now and, you know, you don't have this Tech Caulifla, that's very unfortunate, right? But if you're a global player and you have this Tech Caulifla, you can know that you can use Tech Caulifla on every single team that you want to try and beat. Like, every stage of the God event, Tech Caulifla works, because no boss in the God event cancels dodging. They didn't give that to any of the bosses in the God event because of how difficult it already is, right? How strong the gods are and stuff like that. Plus, I think one of the main reasons is they designed the God event around dropping at the same time as the 6-year anniversary LRs. They wanted people to want to summon for Evolution Blue Vegeta and UI Goku to utilize in the God event. Like, it's very painfully obvious that's exactly what the intention is with that, right? So I think they made sure that none of the gods canceled dodging, because they wouldn't want to, like, move people away from summoning for AGL UI Goku. I'm quite certain of that. Like, that's exactly... If not for the fact that one of the main anniversary units was, predicated around dodging, I probably think at least one of the Gods of Destruction in there would have canceled dodging, right? But really, if you're able to get, like, you know, 6th year anniversary LRUI and Vegeta or something like that, like, they can beat every single stage in there, even, you know, type disadvantage, type neutral, and stuff like that. Like, again, AGL-UI Goku is so crazy, you could bring him very casually into type disadvantage in the God event, which there are really not many units in the game that are capable of doing that. So right here, this is very good. Again, we have Rosie and Ribrianne together. They have 7 out of 7 links, I believe. You know, they're supporting each other. Rosie infinitely builds up defense and attack, which is good. Obviously, Ribrianne does not do that, but Ribrianne is a fairly strong unit. You know, she's supporting PEPPY GALS, and, like, it's just this team just works really well together, right? Now that we have a proper, like, leader, like a full 170% lead, this Videl, like, it just works out really, really good, right? Like, we're able to sort of, I don't know, operate very comfortably here in the God event, or in the GT Legendary Goku event, I could say. So, all right, we're sort of wrapping up here. I mean, you guys can see PEPPY GALS will dominate. Again, right now, my plan is to do no-item category runs, I think, with Trunks and Goten and Videl's categories, just to sort of get them ready, just to give global players, you know, sort of like pre-release coverage of Goten and Trunks and Videl. So I'll do Defenders of Justice, Prodigal Warrior, and Kamehameha. If you guys want me to do, I don't know, like Revived Warrior or some category, I could give it an attempt. I'm trying to think of what would be a difficult category to, like, potentially no item. Maybe, like, Revenge or Rapid Growth or one of those teams could be a difficult no item run attempt. Well, no, not Rapid Growth, because all the Kale and Cleefus are on there, right? So Rapid Growth would probably be easy, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like, if you want me to try one of those, like, category teams to no item it, I certainly can. But so far, the toughest one, I mean, Connected Hope took me, I'm pretty sure it was 1 try for Connected Hope. But, like, that one, I easily could see that being a nightmare, right? Maybe I just got super lucky for that first run. And then Power Absorption was tough. Because it just does not have enough units that can really sustain in, like, a long event like this. And the fact that this guy is a hard counter to Buu Piccolo. Buu Piccolo wouldn't have been a great option to run into because of the tech Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So that's, you know, that hurt Power, because he's definitely, like, he's a main piece to the Power Absorption team, and he's just sort of completely X'd out, right, because of that. So that definitely did hurt. Look at that, 27 minutes. This is why, like, I started, like, fast forwarding a bunch of these, like, just doing, like, because, like, you know, like, against, like, the Super Saiyan 1 and 2 phase, there's not really that much going on, right? So, like, I feel like just, like, fast forwarding like that is definitely the proper way to do these no-item sort of runs right here, especially when they take that long, right? So, as far as my team build go, everyone is pretty much maxed out on here. No, well, actually, no, that's wrong. The bottom 4 characters are not maxed out. Tech Khalifa, STR Kale, Rosie, and Int Ribrianne, I do not have any of their links done, actually. I have to get Kale and Khalifa done, because I use them so often. The units I'm using all the time, and I don't have them full level 10 links, like, I'm just an embarrassment, a mockery. I gotta get her done. Yeah, I gotta get all these characters done. Dude, I'm trying. There's so many characters to link level. There's so many to link level. It's so hard. Oh, alright, so there's PEPPY GALS no item run GT Legendary Goku event. Thanks guys for watching, and I will catch y'all next time.